Good day everyone, my name is Rachelia Spies from 12th STEM Hook, and in this video, I will be discuss the topic about Kirchhoff law. So now, let's start with the most given example. As you can see in the example, there is a given voltage and ohms. In voltage, we have 10 and 5 voltage. While in ohms, we have 100 ohms in R1, 5,000 ohms in R2, and 1,000 ohms in R3. This is the given, and for solving or finding Kirchhoff law, the first thing we need to do is find the node of each circuit. The node we just consider is the tree line, which is this. And this is the node A, node B, and the next thing we will do is to find our current flows, which is the I1, I2, and I3. And after that, the next thing we need to look for is the loop. And in this circuit, we have two loops, which is the loop 1 and loop 2. Loop 1 is clockwise and loop 2 is clockwise as well. And the other nodes we will put also as a sign, which is the node C, node D, node E, and node F. So now, we are done finding the necessary to solve it. And the next thing we will do is find the equation of each to find the currents or I1, I2, and I3. This is what we did before, so let's just find the number 1 equation, which is the KCL node A. The KCL node A is I1 plus I3 is equal to I2. And how that happen? It because I1 goes to node A and I3 goes to node A. So, we can add them because they have the same direction of going, and then we will equate them in I2, which is down there and goes to node B. The next thing we will look for is KVL loop 1. So, we will start with C and we will also end with C. Hence, we will enter in a negative voltage and we will exit into positive voltage. Therefore, our voltage is positive 10 and the next direction we will pass is 100 ohms. And so it becomes negative 100 ohms because I1 and loop 1 have the same direction. Okay. So therefore, it becomes negative 100 I1. And 5,000 ohm is also negative because they are also same direction. And then we have no direction to go, which is we are at the end. And we will return to C. Therefore, we will equate them into 0. And the next thing we will do is the third equation, which is the KVL loop 2. It's just the same process as on the other side. And here, we will start with B and we will end also with B. The first path or direction we will pass is 5,000 ohm, which is positive since I2 and loop 2 are opposite direction. And the next one we will pass is 1,000 ohms and it is also positive because I3 and loop 2 are opposite direction. And the next pass we will enter is the voltage of positive. And we will exit into negative voltage. So, our sign will be negative 5. And since we are at the end, we have no direction to go. So, we will return to B. Therefore, we will equate them into 0. So now, let's proceed to the next step. The next thing we will do here is we will use KCL node A in the KVLs because when we add I1 to I3, it is equal to I2. So all the I2 in KVL will be replaced by I1 and I3. So first, let's do the KVL loop 1. 10 minus 100 I1 minus 5,000 I2 is equal to 0. So let's just replace I2 with I1 plus I3 and it will be 10 minus 100 I1 minus 5,000 parenthesis I1 plus I3 is equal to 0. So the next thing we need to do is distributive property. So we will multiply negative 5,000 in I1 plus I3. So the result is 10 minus 100 I1 minus 5,000 I1 minus 5,000 I3 is equal to 0. The next thing we will do is we will combine the same I1 and it will be 10 minus 5,100 I1 minus 5,000 I3 is equal to 0. After that, we will move 10 to the other side and it will be negative 5,100 I1 minus 5,000 I3 is equal to negative 10. In loop 2, we will do the same just like the process we did in loop 1. So, 5,000 I2 plus 1,000 I3 minus 5 is equal to 0. And the next thing we will do is we will substitute I1 plus I3 to the I2. And after that, we will use distributive property again. Therefore, we will multiply 5,000 in I1 plus I3. So, the result is 5,000 I1 plus 5,000 I3 plus 1,000 I3 minus 5 is equal to 0. And after that, we will combine the same I3 and it will be 5,000 I1 plus 6,000 I3 minus 5 is equal to 0. After that, we will move negative 5 to the other side and it will be 5,000 I1 plus 6,000 I3 is equal to positive 5. And now, we are done with the equation. And the next thing we will do is the elimination method. In elimination method, we will use the two equations to get I1. So, in loop 1, we have negative 5,100 I1 minus 5,000 I3 is equal to negative 10. While in loop 2 is 5,000 I1 plus 6,000 I3 is equal to 5. So what we will do is we will look for two numbers whose result is the same as I3, which is 6 and 5. And then we will multiply these two to the given loop 1 and loop 2. So the result is negative 30,600 I1 minus 30,000 I3 is equal to negative 60 in loop 1. Because we multiply this into 6, while in loop 2 is 25,000 I1 plus 30,000 I3 is equal to 25 since we multiply this into 5. After that, we will add these two, but we need to cancel the same I3. So the result is negative 5,600 I1 is equal to negative 35. So the next thing we will do is we will divide this both sides into negative 5,600 to get the I1. Therefore, the negative 5,600 on the left side will be cancelled and the only things left is I1 is equal to negative 35. And to get the final answer in I1, we will divide this into negative 5,600. So the answer we got is I1 is equal to 0.0625. And the next thing we will look for is I2. In getting I2, we will use loop 1, so our loop 1 will substitute into the given I1, then substitute, so 10 minus 100 times 0.00625 minus 5,000 I2 is equal to 0. So this time, we will multiply 100 into 0.00625, thus it will become 10 minus 0.625 minus 5,000 I2 is equal to 0. After that, we will move 10 minus 0.625 to the other side so that the only things left in this part is I2. So it will be negative 5,000 I2 is equal to negative 10 plus 0.625. Then, we will add the negative 10 and positive 0.625 and it will be negative 5,000 I2 is equal to negative 9.375. So, the next thing we will do is we will divide this both side into negative 5,000 to get the I2. Therefore, the negative 5,000 on the left side will be cancelled. And the only things left is I2 is equal to negative 9.375. And to get the final answer in I2, we will divide this into negative 5,000. So, the answer is I2 is equal to 0.001875. So, the last thing we will look for is KCL node A. So, let's have to choose what we got in I1 and I2, and we will put this into I1 plus I3 is equal to I2. So, it will be 0.00625 plus I3 is equal to 0.001875. After that, we will move 0.00625 to the other side so that I3 will be left on this part, and the result is I3 is equal to 0.001875 minus 0.00625. So this time, we need to subtract these two to get the I3. And the answer that comes out is I3 is equal to negative 0.004375. So now, we have done getting I1, I2, and I3. So this is the end of my video lesson. Thank you for listening.